about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Some skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo will win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada. In there too with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello out there, and like you say, thank God it's Friday. Welcome to today's episode of Sports Orbit, the last for the week. My name is Afa Achu, your host, and Salif Usman is right here in the studio with me. Salifu, welcome to the last episode of Sports Orbit for the week.
Yes, indeed, the last for the week
And the first for
the
April.
month. So, but not April.
Yeah.
Well, the pity that what we are going to do is not an April Fool. We are
Yeah, at all.
authentic and genuine sports story. Just sit back and watch what we have for you.
All right, right away, we begin straight with the news coming from the NFF. Recall that after this Super Eagles encounter versus the Black Stars of Ghana, some rumors were making the rounds in some media, and not remember that we didn't carry that story here on Leadership Sports Orbit. So, but some sections of the media had reported that FIFA had slammed a ban on the MKO Abiola Stadium. Actually, they say it was an indefinite ban, but NFF has come out to say that nothing of such has happened. This is just a ploy by mischief makers to rubbish the good work that the ministry and NFF in particular has said in the statement by NFF General Secretary Dr. Mohamed Sanusi said, "We are alarmed at the influx of incorrect reports, otherwise known as fake news, mostly in the social media. There's no truth to the report that the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja, has been banned for any length of time by FIFA. It is a concoction by some persons with fertile imagination. The NFF has not received any such communications from either FIFA or CAF." Salifu, so NFF have come out to debunk these allegations. Recall that yesterday, like I said, different, especially on social media, and a few reputable media, I'm sorry to say, I actually saw that story there, and I was wondering what was the source of this story actually. If there was anything like that, there should have been a letter that would have been published, but none of these mediums published that letter, and NFF completely is saying all those reports are false.
Well, it's unfortunate that we are in the era of fake news, and people are always at it, trying to promote all sorts of story, even without any credible source. Even when I also read that story on the social media, that some social media reported that 15 years ban was slammed on the stadium, and I said no. For my experience as a sport journalist, and for years I've trying to cover sport as a journalist, FIFA don't take such decisions as hasty as that. No matter how the grievance, or no matter the issue of the issue at stake, FIFA will not take decision of things. FIFA don't rush and take a hasty decision. They must take their time, listen to all sides, take the report, and then analyze the report, and even submit it to their own ethics department to look at it critically before they take a decision of such a decision. It may take months, sometimes it may even take 6 months or take a year. So, but for a match that was played on Tuesday, and the following next day, 24 hours later, and a medium will come up to report that FIFA has slammed a 15 years ban on Abuja National Stadium. No, we are not saying that it's not possible. It is possible, but the FIFA can be to chase that within a 24 hours to slam 15 years ban on the stadium, just for fun invasion of the stadium, and not that they found that even if the stadium or was violent or any incident or any shots of any casualty was reported to have caused by the first invasion. So FIFA will not take that decision, and it's good that Nigeria Football Federation, who is the organs of football body in this country, have came out to say no. And if at all such decisions should also come, it has to pass through the field. It has to pass through. FIFA will not write to anybody in the country. They will write to Nigeria Football Federation. And so, since the Nigeria Football Federation did not come out to issue a statement or to say anything,
like you said, they are yet to receive any communication from CAF or FIFA regarding. So, I mean, in the past, we've seen worse things happen in some stadiums all over the world, but you won't hear a stadium being banned for 15 years. I remember vividly, even at the last Euros, what the English fans did at the stadium was far worse than this.
Far worse than this.
It got to a point who they were brutalizing everyone as long as you were not English. They got physical.
And against the Italian teams,
yes,
even against the Italian fans
exactly.
also.
The stadium they were sanctioned, but it wasn't an outright ban.
So, but one thing is that in as much as Nigerians, let's be frank, I was so disappointed. I was so embarrassed what I saw at the stadium. I think Nigerians were a peaceful people, very lovely, peaceful. We are not known to be violent. We are not known to just to be hooliganism in terms of football. But what happened on Tuesday is total embarrassment to this country. Yeah, we're totally condemning. But I don't think it should warrant a FIFA ban or to slam a ban on the stadium. That on the shots done as people are alleging on the media.
I mean, they also even said that even the VAR equipment was stolen. Of course, Sanusi has actually also cleared. He said there has also been an outlandish report that the VAR equipment that was installed for the match has been stolen. We initially thought it was an April Fool prank, but it is alarming that some media outlets are taking it serious. Nothing of such happened. The VAR equipment remains intact and has been returned to FIFA office in Zurich, Switzerland by Sebastian Runge, FIFA's head of technology. So clearly, even the report of VAR equipment stolen and all of that, all those are. But sometimes when these kind of things happen, especially, I mean, even some sections of the media in Nigeria too, I think we really need to be careful. You know, what is the whole idea? What are you trying to? I mean, no matter how pained you are that Nigeria did not qualify, it's still not enough to start writing, making image. Exactly, because I mean, this is clearly tarnishing the image of not just NFF but the whole country, like you said.
You know, sometimes journalists also know that they owe responsibilities as a patriotic citizen. Also owe a responsibility to your country to also defend the integrity, to also defend your country. Not through whatever the issue or whatever how aggrieved you have with the situation. You shouldn't join in condemning or in destroying your own country. And another thing that from my own observes, some of the things that have promoted fake news in the media session is this urge to break the news.
Yes, everyone wants to be
the news, to be the first to report it. Yeah. But yes, in as much as you want to take the credit that you be the first to break the news, try to ensure that you get all the facts and all the credit, all the sources are credible before you go out, instead of you to just go out. You know the effect and the damage you attempt to break a news, and if the news end up becoming fake news, you know what you are causing the country and causing the people. So you should be mindful of the news you want to break. And if you are not sure, there's one of the ethics of the land. If you are not sure of it, leave it out. You must not report it. It is not most that you must report it. If you know confidently that you are not sure of this and you are in doubt, leave it out. So, but they all just say, I want to break news, and you are not sure. Just say, hey, Nieromo, before you know. Journalism, you owe a responsibility, and its owner is depend on you to ensure that you verify all the source and ensure that everybody that are linking to that story, try to find out, get the content. Sometimes I always read on the media that all effort to get to the source, proof about it. Yeah. To me, it is not even enough. Yeah. You just put that, okay, I tried to call Mr. A, the phone rang, it not responded, and he went ahead to phone. No, try to give time and ensure that you head from the source. As far as you know that it's important to get it from, it's important to get from he or he endure to get it before you went on air. But for people and shots is to like banning the stadium. You know the man damage done to the country. Saying that the shots will do that. You know how many people livelihood depend on that stadium. And we're talking of football in this country, and one of the best football in this country is stadium that for over the years has been comatose, and a lot of effort, energy were put in, resources were put in to revive that stadium, and you just wake up, you are trying to instigate. To me, you are instigating a ban on the stadium.
That's what it is. You know, from that anyway. These days, especially in this era of social media, he has spring up overnight journalists. That some of us who actually spend years training and practicing this profession, you actually wonder what is really happening. You know?
Journalism is not all commerce.
Yes.
It's for everybody now. Everybody, as far as you have your phone, you are not a journalist. As far as you have a Facebook account, you are not a journalist. Everybody wanted to report, so everybody wants to report. But forgetting that there's ethics and ethics, you have to go training, rigorous training to become a journalist. Journalism is not just about saying, I know how to write, I know how to write. You have to obey and the rule that guided journalism. So don't just report anything you just see. You must be sure and ensure that it's very authentic and genuine before you pass out the information.
Away from that now, two standing captain Truth Ekong also fallout from that match has apologized to Nigerians on behalf of his teammates after they failed to gain qualification for the World Cup. In a post after the match, he described the result as a bitter pill to swallow. He said to all Nigerians on behalf of the team, we want to apologize for not securing the World Cup ticket. First and foremost, as Nigerians, we share your emotions and take our responsibility as a group. We sincerely thank the Nigerian fans for their support, the NFF president who did everything possible to make the qualification happen, and of course, the minister also. So, I think not a bad one, if you ask me. Someone might say, well, it's a face-saving measure, but it's still better late. They too also wanted to be at the World Cup. So the issue of fans even going into that stadium, like I was saying, to vandalize things because the Super Eagles didn't make it. So for them who are even supposed to be primary, it affects them number one chiefly. So what are you expecting, to hang themselves or to kill themselves? Because if there's anybody who should be feeling bad, it's even them first of all, before even we the fans.
It's not even them, it's them that are feeling bad. You know, sometimes we don't even know what those players want to. As far as I'm concerned, the effect of this defeat, of this missing out this ticket, most of these players will not forget it in a hurry.
Of course.
Because for their career path, it's going to affect them.
For some, this might be the last opportunity. Some might never play in the World Cup again.
Thank you very much. Some of them may never play in the World Cup again. For instance, out of the team that played that day, apart from Tus Ekon, out of the 11 players on the pitch, apart from the 11 players on the pitch that day, apart from Tus Ekon, Leon Balogun, Francis Zoho, and Ogene Tebo. Kelechi was not on the pitch that very day, and no, the other 7 players have never been to the World Cup. Of course. And they may not have the opportunity again. So if you ask us the player, how do they feel about losing out the ticket? And if there's anything they could have done to get the ticket, I think they would have done. So it is about them. Okay, all the yes, we as a fans and as a passion, we are just looking. Oh, the joys of being loved and supported. Oh, we want to be the worker and just hail your team and feel joy and feel smile that they put his mind in your face. But for them, they also earn a living, and also it also promote their careers. Definitely. So this is their own career, and this is their career, and their career has suffered setback. So it affects them more than even we as a Nigerian who are just ordinary fans or who are just journalists or anything you are. But them who are the actors, they feel pains more than you. So for Essence who has come out, okay, and if to me I used to sympathize with the young man, and if you watch him that day, it's right. That's leadership. It's actually provide leadership on the pitch. Because for him to take that own responsibility to take that penalty,
because if you notice when that penalty came, looks like the players everybody
was trying to dodge away because you know if you miss a penalty.
Exactly.
That's a penalty stake. If you miss a penalty, you may recover. But he take upon himself. I'm the leader of the captain. I'm the captain of the pitch, and he take that responsibility and take that burden on top of himself, and he was able to deliver. So, please, Nigeria, I think we should accept the apologies, and we are also sympathize with them that we are not going to be going to be at the World Cup, and life has to move on. It is not the first time. We are not the only country that we are not the only, although it's not an excuse. We are not the only country that is not going to qualify. As for the Italian, the European champions, are not going to be at the World Cup. This is the second time in a row.
Yeah, second time in a row.
So what will they do?
Exactly. Still on to another Super Eagles player. This time talking about midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. Remember that he missed those 2 important matches, and his coach, Leicester City manager Brendan Rodgers, has said Ndidi is completely out of the season with that knee injury that he picked up during the second leg of the Conference League against Rennes sometime in March. I mean, this is a big blow to the young man. The season is still Quite a long way ahead, and
Still almost 10 months to go.
yeah, I mean, as it is now, there's no more football for him until next season. So that's a big blow to him. And
it's a very lengthy time.
Yeah.
He may not play until August.
Exactly.
So, but we wish him quick recovering and pray that he should even recover before that time and get to be. And if at the same time, I also believe that our inability to qualify for all this World Cup, if we have it on the pitch, maybe I believe that we actually miss it on the pitch.
We
So if they have been if not for injury, I think the fact that we had qualified is all encompassing.
Yeah.
And if it has been the part of that team, I don't think we may have failed to qualify. Because his role as a defensive midfielder and the shading and the cover he provides for the defense and allow the second midfielder and allow that player to move forward matters a lot. And if you watch Tade Juaribo, the way Juaribo he played better when he played with in the midfield. Did you allow him to have access to move forward and support the attack? But if you watch him, he was trying to play back because he was not having his closing partner a proper cover. So, and we wish the young man, and we hope that he recover quick and get back to do what he knows how to do best.
All right, at this point, we'll go for a short break. When we come back, Sport Obi still continues. Stay tuned.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back to Sports Orbit. Straight we'll go into the NPFL. NPFL has been on like a 1 week break, but action resumes tomorrow actually and Sundays in different centers all over the country. First off will be champions Aqua United, who will be at home to league leaders Rivers United out there in Uyo, while Eyimba also will host Wicked Tourist. Gombe United will host Karo Pillars, while Kasuna United will trade tackles with Abia Warriors. Remo Stars will travel to Ilorin to confront Para United, while Lobby Stars will be at home to Enugu Rangers. This will be Baba Ganaru's first game in charge, and let's see how he performs against Enugu Rangers, who are currently on the high right now. And MFM will be at home to Heartland. This is clearly a relegation battle, while Nasra United will welcome Shooting Stars. Dakada FC will also travel to Mina to play Niger Tornadoes, while Sunshine Stars will welcome Plateau United, who are also one of the teams to beat this season. Yeah.
Interesting period. The action will be at the Uyo. When the defending champions will confront the league leaders. And the league leader, it is good that both River United and Plateau United, both of them are playing away. And these two teams are becoming a horse race. Station is all that on the top of the table. After resting for like 2 weeks now, they'll be back on action and try to chase each other again and see at the end of the day who will win the league. So, but then interesting. So River United will be mindful of what will also happen in Akure when Plateau United and the Sunshine will confront each other. And at the same time, looking at the period, the match between Gombe United and Kano Pillar would look like a Northern Derby, very interesting encounters. Gombe United have proved this season that whenever you visited their home, you hardly return home smiling. So they make sure that they silence you and return back to your home quietly without making any noise when leaving the Gombe City. So Kano Pillars and if you watch the Kano Pillars this season, they are not too fantastic, too effective. They have been struggling, and we hope. Let's see how it's going to be. Maybe probably now that finally Salisu Yusuf have relieved his job as national team coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he has no any other job.
100%.
So I think he cannot give 100% concession to Kano Pillar if he must put food on his table, because it's the only likely means that remain for him now. No more dollars coming from NFF. So he has to focus on the Kano Pillars now, and we hope that the Kano fans and will be able to benefit from it, so he can have full concentration starting from the game tomorrow, from the game on Sunday, whether I'll be able to get a result against Gombe United. But I doubt it will be very difficult. And like you said earlier, Baba Ganero, who has given a very tough task
of ensuring that
Lovi Star doesn't go into the relegation. Lovi Star at the moment they are occupying second spot from the bottom table in the relegation zone, deep inside the relegation. But the governors of the state, particularly the deputy governor, who is also double as the chairman of the club, has given Dovin Ayofo, who is now the new vice chairman of the club, and the new leadership of the club, to ensure that the club do not go down. So let's see how Baba Ganero will play against his own brothers, who is managing the Heartland, Abdul Mekaba. And Abdul Mekaba is one of the renowned name in the Nigerian coach. He has traveled within the Nigerian league, and anywhere he go, he always succeed. And now, watching the Enugu Rangers at the moment, they are one of the top high-ranking, third on the table. So let's how he goes to be either Baba Ganero, who proved that yes, Dominic Ayofas and his crew made the right choice in appointing him to come and revive the club. So the Makudi fans will definitely want to see what will happen tomorrow, what will happen on Sunday at the Parakou Stadium in Makodi. And another relegation battle between MFF and Heartland. So MFF, well, let's see how it's going to be. But those two clubs, they are just a familiar face. Let's see how it's going to be 50-50. Anybody have a
going
chance?
well for MFM like it's been in the previous seasons.
Yeah. And I said, Balani Q of Nasarawa and his Nasarawa United team have relocated to Jos, and they will be playing their match in Jaria Road on the pending when the renovation work at the Lafia Stadium is completed. So let's say,
and these things have a way of affecting some things when you move away from your traditional home ground. So it becomes almost like every game you are playing is almost like an away game.
It's just, even individual life. If you move away from your home, you can't sleep comfortably.
You are not stable. Exactly.
No matter how comfortable anything they provided for you there, you can't. There's no any place like home
at all.
So they will never really miss. They can't. Playing is just will not give them opportunity to have a full complex of the fans of their support of National United. Not every National United or every fan of National United can afford to travel to George to give the team support. So they're going to miss the support of their fans. But let's hope that they'll be able to play home at home and ensure that they adopt to George and adopt George at their home and secure the result. And Shooting Stars are not they are always very good at home when they play at home in the support of their fans, but in the way where they are not badly, but they are not recorded very fantastic when they play away. So interesting characters, and some signs Akure and the Plateau United. So let's go to be a top, but I believe that Plateau United will be able to secure. Will have what to take to water their way in Akure.
Away from that now to a bit of basketball, where former Nigerian basketball star Ejike Ogbuaja has rallied support for Igoche Mark as the validly elected president of the NBBF. Ogbuaja, who is also a former players representative on the board of the federation, said all the players are solidly behind Igoche in his resolve to revive grassroots basketball in the country, and added that players support his programs aimed at bringing genuine change to the administration of basketball in Nigeria. He said, as a former player and a real stakeholder in the game, I share in the dream of Igoche to reposition basketball administration. All the players are united behind him because the game has been neglected at the grassroots for a long time. So HQ Borja throwing his weight behind factional president of the NBBF, Gotcha Mark.
The issue in NBBF has legal than we expected, and at the same time, the effect of the crisis in the Royal basketball has even gone beyond the basketball family.
Yeah.
And even the journalists are now even divided along the fans.
Exactly.
Now there are some of the journalists who believe in Kida leadership, who believe Kida is the president of Nigeria football. There's another section of the journalists who also believe that Igoche is the president of Nigeria football, and it's not supposed to be. So journalists are also as a journalist, are supposed to be neutral and play your role as a journalist and report the story the way it is. But journalists of today, if sometimes you get to on the platform of the platform for journalists, you see how they knock each other just because of administrators. The same thing, even like even the inflated disqualification or no qualification of Swahili. You see how journalists also attack themselves on the WhatsApp. Some people will call for penny sack. Some people say, "Your father, why should you call for penny sack? Who has a sack before?" So I don't know why journalists will become like this.
Exactly.
And let me true, it's not about who occupied the position, it's about who is ready to show commitment and who is ready to make impact. If you watch between these two, in all fairness, and let's be sincere about it, since this thing started, we have seen the program planned to be executed by Goshe. You can say you may say maybe because it's eyeing or you wanted to get the credibility. That is why you're doing something. But we have not even heard anything from the other side. We have not set up the program he's executing to impart on the development of basketball. But even as crisis is going on, don't know nobody. So Igoshes has invested a lot of things. Every day we see his program running within the grassroots to develop basketball. So if you watch between the two, it's clearly that who genuinely mean well for the development of basketball. And like what you said, is a former full player rep on the same board with Musakida. He was on the board member of the Musakida leadership. But he also came out and said, no, we are all the players, according to him, all the players are behind the negotiation-led leadership. So, but let's go. But it's like for the Minister of Youth and Sport to actually come up, but their silence has also contributed to this program.
Yeah, I agree with you. Away from that, and finally, before we leave, straight onto the EPL. The EPL is back after a week's break. To, of course, a lot of countries were involved in the FIFA Free Week, and some had to play their World Cup qualifiers. But the EPL is back, and tomorrow, the first match, early kickoff will be Liverpool at home against Watford, while Brighton will also welcome Norwich, who have been stuck at the bottom of the table all season. Man City will travel to Toughmore to play Burnley, while Chelsea will hope to put aside their off-field problems as they welcome Brentford at Stamford Bridge. Leeds United, not doing too well, will be at home to Southampton, while Wolves will also welcome Aston Villa. Man United will be at home to Leicester City, while West Ham will welcome Frank Lampard's Everton. Not remarkably, Frank Lampard, actually a West Ham academy boy, so you'd be like him facing his boyhood club in that one, and let's see if he'll be able to at least get a result in that one. Of course, Tottenham will welcome Newcastle in that one, while the final game of the day will be Crystal Palace. Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace will welcome his former team where he achieved so much, Arsenal, in that one.
Where he actually answered the Vieira.
Yeah.
And looking at the features, and even look at the West Ham versus Everton, there's more interesting that in as much why Frank Lampard, who is strongly with his Everton side, will go to his home boys team where he actually grew up and developed his work career. Everton, David Moyes was known with Everton.
No, absolutely.
And most of his success, everybody, what people know, was about Everton. So it will be a misfeeling for two sides on Sunday, and see the biggest match is Man United on Saturday was Leicester. It will be very interesting encounter, and hope from all you look at it head to head, but the Man U stand out against Leicester, and maybe Man U will be able to.
Leicester will be missing Wilfred in that one.
Yes, and more particularly that Ronaldo is not set, that he's not secure, that the World Cup ticket is secure. He doesn't have anything to bother him to worry about. So he can now concentrate full on the Man United job, betting on the World Cup time in August.
And of course, Bruno Fernandes also signed a new contract extension.
And he was instrumental to Portugal qualification.
Yeah, very instrumental.
Scoring a brace and then fantastic 2 goals and give Portugal their qualification to the World Cup. So it will be an interesting encounter there. But Man U stand out to have their chance against Leicester. Liverpool, Man City will take their battle up, while Liverpool host Watford. Man City will play away to Burnley, and at this particular time, it's very difficult to even play relegation battle teams. So, but these two sides, they are in as much as you see your opponent on the pitch. You also have at the back of your mind that somebody is chasing you or you are chasing somebody. So it will be an interesting encounter, and the fans have a whole lot to watch out for this weekend.
All right, we'll keep an eye on all that will go down in the EPL this weekend. And of course, don't forget that also in the MPFL, interesting matches will also be going down. We'll be monitoring the situation. And on Monday, when we come back here on Sports Orbit. Oh, okay. Sure. And also, don't forget that the World Cup draws will also be holding later on today. And be sure, trust us on Sports Orbit to give you the complete draws of how the teams will be playing. We'll see which teams will end up in the usual group of death, and we'll see the teams who have what some might call an easy draw. And when we come back, we'll give you a complete review of all the sporting events that are going down, interesting sporting events. Keep an eye on all of that. And Salifu, once again, thank you for being here with me on this first episode of Sports Orbit, first for the month and last for the week.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure, and we hope that our Africa representative will have a favorable draw.
Yeah.
We have Egypt. We have Senegal, Tunisia, and Morocco all into pool 3, while Cameroon and Ghana are in pool 4. But this shows that both Egypt, none of the African teams will be drawn against each other. The way it is, no matter how they are going to be drawn against each other. But we pray that they'll be able not to be drawn against the big side, but they'll be likely going to face a bigger team, play a bigger team in the group stage. But we wish them good luck when they draw holes later today.
All right, that's all we have for you viewers on this wonderful episode of Sports Orbit. God willing, will come your way on Monday with another bigger, exciting, and more refreshing episode of Sports Orbit. I remain your anchor, Alpha Cho, and stay safe out there and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.